What's going on, you guys? Anthony here from Market Chart Watch. Today we're going to be doing a quick video looking at the S&P 500 index with the options futures, looking at what the market makers are pricing in for the move. So yesterday we called it perfectly in my last night's video. We said that pre-market we would hit the bottom side of this graph and then bounce up to the top, and we have bounced out of it after hours in trading. And so where we're at right now, we're at 554 on market close. And let's take a look at the futures contracts to give us a little look into the future. You can see that after hours, we've jumped to the tune of around 0.88%. And if we look at the full futures contracts here for the S&P 500, it's about 50%, about 0.5%. So we're looking at about 1% implied move. And if we look on CNBC Finance, they're saying about the same, about 1% implied move to the upside, 0.89%. And so let's see what the market makers are pricing in for tomorrow's move, up or down. If we take a look at the 554.54 here, 554.54, we're going to air up, so 555. We're going to pay $411 for the call contract and only $260 for the put contract. So they're pricing in a premium to the upside. So 411 plus 260. Since we're right square in the middle, we're not going to times by 85 percentile. We're going to divide that by the strike price of 555 to give us our implied move of 1.2%. Okay. Now, if we did multiply that by 0.85, we get about a 1.02% move. So let's take a look and see what that does. I've drawn out some graphs here, some fundamental support and resistance lines. So we're going to take a look and see what tomorrow's move is all about. From here, if we look to the upside, look at that. We're dab right at 1.2% to the upside. And to the downside, we're back into our trend graph here, right around some previous resist or support in this case. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, based on this implied move, the most logical thing to happen here is we are going to continue up and hit this first point of resistance. This is going to happen pre-market more than likely. And then tomorrow will likely open to a downward trend bouncing off of this support channel. And I would assume that since we have a lot of good news coming in, we're going to bounce right back off of that for some support. So again, we're going to continue this trend. So I expect to see this happen pre-market with an initial downtrend bouncing off this trend line to end up. Now, the only other thing I can see happening is if we get some crazy economic news with good results, we can actually move to the upside, break through this channel with about a 3% move, but not as likely. So we'll see a move something like this tomorrow during the trading session. It's going to be my guess. I played this yesterday or this morning, did really well. So we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more in-depth videos, follow me on YouTube, Market Chart Watch. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.